What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm going to try and do 3 videos. This morning's one, it's still about 9:30 in the morning. The weather's pretty crappy outside, but you know, I have a few ideas. I asked you guys in my community section what you'd like to see more of, and someone asked me a really good question about cataloging and how I manage my files in Lightroom, how I store my files and stuff. So this morning's video is just going to be a really quick one on that. We'll go and jump into my iMac and just show you guys how I basically do everything pre-edit in Lightroom. So a bit of news first before we get on with this video this morning. Tomorrow we're heading out to Piha with my mate Ethan. He's running a workshop which I'm helping him with. We have a couple coming along to model for us and about 10 people. So hopefully the weather holds out for that, and I'm going to try and film a whole bunch of that. I have a new gimbal to test out, so we'll take that with us. I also want to do another video today on the 45mm 1.8 Samyang lens, so if you have any questions, comment below about that. And another thing, late next month, I'm coming over to Aussie. I'm judging the Sony Alpha Awards for the wedding photography category. So I'm going to be in Sydney for a couple of days. If any of you guys are going along to the awards, come and say hi. Maybe we'll go and get a drink or something with a bunch of people afterwards. But for now, let's jump in. I'll show you guys the hard drives I use, and then we'll get into Lightroom. All right, you guys have to excuse my messy office. I'm still trying to work out what I'm doing. Since we moved into this house, I really don't have the same kind of space I had before. But my computer's just, I may as well tell you guys, I have the iMac Pro. It's the 8-core one. Honestly, not overly excited about it. And I have the late 2017 MacBook Pro, like the high spec one, 15-inch. And that's much more impressive considering the price. It works about the same in terms of Lightroom speed and stuff as the iMac Pro, so I don't know, whatever. It's a little bit annoying, but I make it work. In terms of hard drives though, basically I have 2. I have this Samsung 1TB T5 SSD, and on this one I have all my current edits that I'm doing at the moment, which I want speed for, and the reason I have them on an external drive is so I can go between my iMac and my MacBook Pro and, you know, just start right off where I left off. I'll show you how I do that as well, and with my catalogs. And then I have another one which is a LaCie tough drive. I think it's a 4TB drive, and that's where I store all my edited weddings. And I also on there have all my family shoots, which I don't do a whole lot of. I really don't advertise it, but if I get asked to do a family session, I'll do that. That goes on here. All my personal work as well, most of my YouTube stuff goes on that one. They're my main 2 hard drives. They're both USB-C 3.1, so they work quite well with Mac. And yeah, I've got a few other old ones around. This is just like a real old 2016, 2017 weddings. And I also have this old Seagate one, which I back up. So everything that's current wedding edits is all backed up on here as well. And yeah, let's jump into Lightroom. All right, here we go. So we're on my desktop here. This is the orange LaCie drive, obviously. And then my Samsung T5. And this is just that old tough drive. I've actually been going through some old weddings. It's formatted for PC, but I'm going to re-edit some weddings I've done in like 2015 and just see what they compare like, just for fun, I guess. Maybe if you guys want to see a video on that, I'll do that also. But I like to keep my desktop clean. I just went through and cleaned my iMac to try and make it a little bit faster, and it seems to make a little bit of a difference, but it's still not what I expected it to be. But enough negative stuff. Let's jump straight into my Samsung T5 drive. So as you can see, I've only got 2 weddings to edit. It's not wedding season at the moment, so nothing extreme going on. And then I just have my presets here. I keep them in this folder, so no matter what computer I'm on, I have my presets available to me. And then this folder's not usually on here. It's just my South Island trip, all the videos from that, and the photos, and then just some random YouTube stuff, which I'm working on now. Yeah, so in here I have, as you can see, I've got 1 and 2. I do this because that's the order of the weddings, you know, the order they've been shot, hence the order they need to be edited and delivered in. So Ben and Cyan is the one I'm working on at the moment. So let me show you guys what I do first. Before I've imported any of this stuff or even touched my SD cards from a wedding when I've got home that night, first I'll go into Lightroom, open it up, and then from there I'll start a new catalog. And this is only really for weddings. I'll do an individual catalog for each wedding. Unless it's a really big job, then I'll do an individual catalog for that. Otherwise I have another catalog which is for family shoots and engagement sessions, and then I have a separate catalog for all my personal stuff. The reason I like to keep all my catalogs separate is because everything is all in one folder. All the raw files, all the catalog, the previews, everything is in one folder in Lightroom. So what that means is if I want to back this wedding up, all I got to do is drag this folder to another hard drive. And if I want to, share it, or I don't know why I do that, but if I want to take this hard drive, I can basically take this SSD with me and plug it into any computer that takes a USB-C spot and just start editing straight where I left off. So it's really flexible, it's easy to back up, and I usually find catalogs that are smaller are usually faster as well. So anyways, back into Lightroom, all I'll do is open it up, go new catalog, and then let's just add it to the desktop. I'll go wedding, this is the third wedding, John and Steve's wedding, and then I'll go create. So once Lightroom has made that folder, I'll just go straight back into it. And then this is where we start the import process. So all I have here is the folder. I'm just going to create another folder inside that one called images. And then I'll create another one inside that with my name on it. The reason I do that is because I'll have a separate folder with me and my second shooter's images. Now I'll go import, choose the SD card. I don't know what's on here. Oh, this is all that review I done on the 35mm 1.8. We'll grab all these photos of my mate Ethan here, add them into that folder. And then I don't build previews, I just do minimal for now. I don't build smart previews yet, I do that all after I've culled the wedding, because I don't want smart previews for all the images for the whole wedding. And I don't cull inside Lightroom either. So that's just going to go ahead and import all the files. And as you can see, that's done. And I have them all in my Chris folder. And then if Ethan was shooting with me, I'd have another folder with all of his images. That's not totally necessary, but I just like to do it because it's just easier to separate and time code and stuff like that if I need to sync photos, which I've done a video on that as well. It makes it much easier when you're using two photographers. So that's pretty much it in terms of my import process. And like I said, if I just close Lightroom out now, everything here is in this folder, this main folder here. So it's numbered in the order I need to edit them. And then I have all the previews and everything related to Lightroom with the raw files all cataloged really nicely. So for example, I have that one on my desktop, but now if I want to just chuck it on my hard drive and go edit somewhere else, so I want to go to a cafe and take my laptop, all I got to do is drag it into my Samsung T5 drive and it's all in there. So it's already backed up, all the photos are in there. I can just now unplug my T5 drive and take my laptop to the cafe and just go and start editing, which is a really nice thing to do. Now, once I'm ready to cull a wedding, I'll use this app here called Photo Mechanic 5. It's a really helpful app and it's just much faster to load than Lightroom. So that's really the only reason I use it. All I do is just open it up, go open contact sheet, and then I'll go to my T5 drive, find the wedding here. Actually, let's open a wedding so you can actually see. So here we go, I've got Chris and I had Tashina shooting for me on that day. And then in that folder are all my photos from both of my cameras. Open that up. Usually it takes maybe 20-30 seconds to open this up. And I've got it ordered by capture time, obviously. There we go, that's done. And now all I do, this is going to be a little bit different to most people as well. A lot of people would go into Photo Mechanic first and then cull and then import into Lightroom, and that's totally fine as well. I just like to do it this way. It's just my personal preference. It might not be the best way, but it works for me. As you can see, when I'm just tapping through all these photos, everything is sharp instantly. There's no preview time, there's no rendering time. I can go through these as fast as possible. As soon as you stop, it's rendered. See, that's out of focus. It's just so fast. And then all I do is go through and I just press 1 for 1 star. I just click the 1. And then as you can see, it just added a 1 star on that. So I want that one, I want that one. Yeah, we'll grab that. And I'm really, really ruthless with the images I want. And I'm just skipping past the ones I don't want. All right. So let's just pretend I've culled the whole wedding. Everything's good to go. Now all I do literally is just close Photo Mechanic. Don't need to save anything. And then I'll go back into the wedding, open the catalog back up, make sure it's the right one, you've done it on the same folder. Highlight everything with Command A or Control A in PC. Make sure you're in the gallery view, and then I'll just go metadata, read metadata from files. Now that's going to go through and read all the XMP data and just take in everything that I've one starred in Photo Mechanic. So once that's done its thing, I can go down to the filter and just click rated photos, and that'll show me all my photos that I've one starred. All right, so I just closed that off early because we've only done a few, so it's just a demo. So anyway, I'm back into it, and now we'll just go down here, click rated, and then bingo, that's all the files that I've one starred there. So, you know, that would be my entire wedding. I'll see how many images I have selected, and then I'll add more or take more away depending on what I want to deliver, and just go through and do a final cull as I edit the wedding. So getting out of Lightroom now. So once I've culled the wedding and everything's good to go, then I can just go ahead and edit, and the main bit is out of the way. So that's it, guys. It's just a really basic video, but if there's something else you want to know that I didn't cover, or if you have any questions about what I went through, just let me know in the comments. I'll keep an eye on those today and hit you up with some answers really fast. But the whole principle behind my process is just to be mobile, fast, efficient. You know, I don't want to be mucking around trying to find files or anything like that. So it's all about just one starring everything I want to keep. Once I've edited the wedding, I'll export my JPEGs at 5,000 pixels on the long edge at 80% quality in Lightroom, and that keeps the file size really low and, you know, compressed, but still not really any difference in terms of quality. They print massive up to like A2, A1, no worries at all at that sort of resolution. And yeah, it just makes it really easy for me. So hit me up with some questions. Otherwise, I'm going to get on with the next video today. See you soon.